Everyone thought she was just another recruit, quiet, polite, and forgettable. No one imagined that in less than 5 minutes, the entire base would be whispering her name in fear, in awe, and in disbelief. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love knowing who's listening. It started in the mess hall, a place where ranks blurred for a moment, where coffee and exhaustion mixed with the low hum of military chatter. Private Emma Rodas sat alone, her posture straight, her tray untouched. The clatter of utensils and murmurs filled the air until General Marcus Hale stormed in. He was known for his temper, a man feared more than respected. The room fell silent as he walked past tables, his eyes landing on Emma. She'd made a report that morning, one that questioned his orders during a failed operation. No one dared to do that, but she had. The air grew heavier as he approached her. You think you can question me private? He hissed. Emma didn't rise. Her hands trembled under the table, but her gaze stayed locked on his. Sir, I only stated the facts, she said softly. Then it happened. In a flash of rage, the general grabbed her by the hair, yanking her head back before the entire hall. Gasps echoed. A metal tray clattered to the floor. Time froze. No one moved. No one spoke except her. Let go, sir, she whispered, but there was no fear in her voice now, only calm, steady defiance. When he didn't, she acted in one precise motion, swift, trained, and shockingly controlled. She twisted his wrist, forcing him off balance. The general stumbled, stunned, his hand still midair. As she rose, her voice steady as the steel in her eyes. Article 93, UCMJ, cruelty and maltreatment of a subordinate, she said coldly. You've just violated it, sir. A wave of murmurs rippled across the room. Officers stood up. A camera phone rose. In the back, the general's face flushed, crimson, realizing the weight of what had just happened and who had witnessed it. For the first time in years, he looked small. Emma didn't run. She didn't yell. She just stood there, silent, trembling slightly, but unbroken. Military police arrived within minutes, summoned by the whispers that traveled faster than radio signals. Hale barked orders, but no one followed. Authority in that moment had shifted, not by force, but by integrity. As they escorted him out, he turned once more to face her. There was no rage left, only disbelief. Who are you? He muttered. She answered quietly, the one who still remembers what honor means. The investigation that followed shook the entire base. For days, soldiers whispered in corridors, sharing the story of the private who stood up to a general. The footage recorded by a medic spread faster than wildfire across command channels. But Emma didn't seek attention. She kept to her duties, avoiding the cameras, the interviews, the noise. It wasn't about revenge. It was about something purer, restoring what the uniform had lost. Weeks later, she was summoned to the commander's office. The verdict: Hale was stripped of his command. Emma was promoted and offered a position in base training to teach ethics and conduct to new recruits. When she walked back through that same mess hall, the same soldiers who'd once looked away now stood to their feet, not out of regulation, but respect. The general never returned. But his name remained a cautionary tale etched in every whispered conversation, every quiet nod when Emma passed by. And though she never spoke about that day again, her presence alone reminded them all of one unshakable truth. Because courage isn't loud, it's steady, and it stand when silence is easier. And if you ever find yourself wondering what integrity looks like, it might just look like a quiet soldier refusing to bow her head. If the story moved you, don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments and subscribe for more powerful stories of courage, kindness, and justice. You never know whose story might change the way you see the